What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red River Aviation. I hope you guys are on a fantastic day today. And today we have the September 2019 Tulsa International Airport update for you guys. To say the least, there is a lot jam-packed into this update. There's 5 new models, which is a lot for an airport like this, coming off of getting 10. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm very excited to show you guys those. Also, we have some MD-80 festies in this update, unfortunately. This will be the final update with American Airlines McDonnell MD-80s in them. There is 5, but that does not change the fact that it's still super sad. But yeah, we'll have our ceremony towards the end. We also have a real life situation set up, and I have a couple other things I'd like to go over in this update. So hope you guys are excited for today's video. If you guys are, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And with all that being said, we're going to get straight into this update with no further delay. So we will start with Southwest. I think I'll keep it on tripod since it's already here. So nice lighting this evening, so let's take advantage of it. Gate B1, we have a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Hart livery. He's currently loading up passengers with service out to, he's going to be going to Las Vegas today after arrival from St. Louis earlier on. Next up at B3, we have a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the beautiful Maryland 1 paint scheme with that old classic canyon blue tail. He's currently loading up passengers with service out to Dallas Love Field after arrival from Houston Hobby. And then at B5, we have another canyon blue Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700. He's currently loading up passengers with service out to, we will go with Denver after arrival from Phoenix Sky Harbor today. So beautiful Southwest section. Nothing new since the seasonal flights to Orlando ended this previous summer. So hopefully Southwest will come back and do something great soon. But until then, this is kind of what we're left with. So we'll get the Southwest over here real quick. It's going to be kind of a weird angle, but tripod adjustment. Here we have Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800. He's currently taxiing out with service out to, let's see, what else left? Denver, Phoenix, Vegas, Houston Hobby, Dallas Love Field. It's slipping my mind if there's any flights left. Surely I didn't go over them all. Dallas Love Field, Houston Hobby, Phoenix, Denver, Las Vegas, St. Louis. I suppose I went through every route. Well, we'll say he's going out to Dallas Love Field after arrival from St. Louis earlier on today, so pretty ironic, but I didn't know that we only had 6 flights. Seems a little bizarre. Loading up at B9 for F9. Here we have a Frontier Airlines Airbus A320. Wilbert the Whitetail, of course. He's currently loading up passengers with service out to Denver, Colorado. This route was actually in jeopardy for whatever reason on the Wikipedia. It even was classified as going to be terminated on November 11th. However, since then that information has been removed. So I have no clue if that's going to be what actually happens or what, but it's pretty much where we're at on Frontier. They still have their seasonal service to Orlando, which just recently ended. I don't know if it ended up being 1 weekly towards the end or what, but it was definitely very inconsistent. So, yeah. Now it's going to be time to get into our new model. So, currently loading up at B10. We have the one Gemini Jets is better models recently. I still think the NG looks better from pictures, but unfortunately, this is all I was able to get my hands on. Here we have the United Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the new livery. This is my first new livery United. I wish I would have got the NG models when it was out and available, but unfortunately, I waited too long and it sold out. So we got the Gemini Jets instead, which is not a bad model by any means. It really doesn't have any problems. The detail's very good, even though I like the NG's has a different white color, things like that. Here's a little closer look if you guys are curious. This wasn't in the massive unboxing since it just got here 2 days ago, so. But here it is. Obviously, it's November 37267. The blue really stands out. Originally, when I saw this livery, I didn't know how much I would like it. I wasn't a fan of it at first, but it is growing on me, and I think it'll be a similar deal to the Air Canada, all the red and black livery. So anyways, Here you have United Airlines Boeing 737-800. He's heading back out to Houston IH tomorrow morning after arrival from Houston earlier on today, which I think it looks pretty gosh darn good. However, I really would have liked to get the NG models. Of course, that mold is simply insane. There's not much more to say about it besides it is really good. Heading on to the rest of the United lineup. Right there we have a Velocity models, United Airbus A320. He's currently loading up passengers and he's going to be doing the Denver turnaround, which has been, Houston's had a 4 p.m. arrival mainline and a 11 p.m. so we'll see if that stands. But Denver has the one A320 usually night. Sometimes it'll be a 737, 900, and even an 800 on select days. However, that's where it's been. So anyways, United Airlines Airbus A320 heading out to Denver, Colorado at B8. Now at B6, we have a United Embraer 175. He's currently loading up passengers with service out to Chicago ORD, Chicago O'Hare International Airport, after arrival from Chicago earlier on. Once again, United only has their 3 flights here. Statistics-wise, I believe Houston IH comes in with about 125,000 or so passengers a year. Denver obviously has Southwest and Frontier as well, but Denver in total out of Tulsa has a whopping nearly back to where it was around the 2007 range. 196,000 passengers in the, I believe it was from June to May 2019 or 2018-19, so that's pretty awesome. And Chicago also on the behalf of American, between United and American they fly. They are back to right at even 100,000 passengers a year. And if you're curious, around the 2007 to 10 range, yeah, they had about 150,000 passengers on that. But take into account that Charlotte has not emerged yet in this time. Dallas has gone up just a touch since this time. Probably wasn't the biggest factor, but even Northwest had their flights to Memphis or Delta around the merger time. Southwest definitely had some more popular routes too. Southwest has always been the main share of the passengers here, with around 33%. Southwest flies quite a few more routes compared to the others. I believe American would be next. Allegiant was kind of close, but obviously that was 2 to 3 times a week, and half those were seasonal. So you got to take into account all the factors, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but anyways, I really like the new United livery. It's definitely grown on me once again, but I think it'll look nice once these are all. I know United released a new livery, A320, or sorry, not United released a. Aero Classics has released a new livery United A320, so I'm considering buying that. And I also wanted to look into a why am I forgetting? Oh, the new Gemini Jets releases came out today, and I will be saying I'm definitely going to be buying the Air Canada Express Embraer 170 new livery. That's a model that I've wanted for a very long time, and I'm finally going to have a chance to get it. I really did like the Alaska A321neo. If I was doing a Seattle airport, that would be perfect. Gemini's actually done a very good job with the Alaska models. If you wanted to make a Seattle or Portland over the last 3 or 4 years, you've definitely had your opportunity to, if you've been very attentive to the releases and get your models. And then the other plane that I will probably for sure get is going to be the JetBlue Airbus A321neo. I just got my first Gemini Jets A321neos for American Airlines, and I really like them. There actually is an A321neo in this update, so you guys will see it shortly, but that's definitely awesome, and I am excited to get to that. So since I'm over here, I'm going to get this model real quick, and then we're going to change the tripod position. Here we have an Allegiant Airbus A320. He's currently service out to we'll head back to Los Angeles. I do want to get the new livery Sharklets, but that's not a priority until these are completely gone in this livery, so not really too worried about it. But anyways, heading back to Los Angeles as that's a great question what the flight number is, so I will definitely let you guys know on that, but just kidding, I'm not going to have a flight number, but we'll go over. So as you guys can see on the table, I did prop it on the table. Now, what I thought was a very clever idea was I added the taxiway onto the east side of the airport, which is the taxiway parallel to 18 left and 36 right. So now we have some more room for the plane, so that's why this area is kind of not as congested. I will get this model. Well, no, we'll come back to it. We'll head over to the cargo ramp, which also has room to be integrated into this update. So at the cargo ramp, we do have, so at Tulsa, this is a little unrealistic why this is here, but I thought I would at least try to semi-represent the exact situation. So it's kind of interesting, so I'm going to zoom it out so I can kind of show you guys. So you have your runway in the proximity of right here, and then on the left side, bear with me, on the left side is where all of FedEx Express's operations happen, where all the ATR 42s and 72 parks, the DC-10s, and the here and there 757s. So I don't know why they're over there. Well, the facility's over there, of course, but I don't know why they're split up from everything else. So that's very interesting. I think it's pretty cool, though. I would love to represent it, but unfortunately, it's not worth bringing another table out, especially if I don't have an apron for it. So maybe one day we'll create that, but I thought it was definitely worth mentioning. Then you have 36 right here. The parking garage would be in the proximity between here and that table, so around there. But anyways, you get the point. So from the parking garage, you have a road that turns, and then you have all the airlines, passenger airlines, cargo buildings or whatever you'd call them, and then closer to the area you have the majority UPS cargo building. Then you have the DHL, which I don't know if that runs through UPS or not, but we do have a daily DHL 757 that comes in from, I think there's actually two, because at 9:30 p.m. at night, a Cincinnati DHL plane will come in. I think it goes to Austin, and then I think in the morning the plane comes back from Austin and goes to Cincinnati, which is very interesting, but I think it's very cool. So it almost wants me to get a DHL 737, but the problem is normally it's the without winglet 737 that flies to Tulsa. However, NG Models released the 737-200 with winglets, so I'm not sure. Hello. Sorry about that, guys, but anyways, like I was saying, so this is where UPS parks, DHL, this is where the Antonov 124s would normally park when they're loading up, and I think they usually ramp over here facing north, so that's very cool. I do have a video of that. Unfortunately, I will definitely not insert it, but maybe one day when this is a job, I will be making those kind of implements for you guys. But anyways, so usually UPS flies their A300s here from Louisville. Let me just look at the board just to see what all, to confirm the DHL situation. And I was just looking at those two MD-80s that are still on the ground, which we'll get to later in this video. But anyways, so this is a Wednesday night that I'm recording this. So yes, the flight from Austin comes in at 21:52 ATI, which is the DHL pretty much, and then there is no scheduled plane for the morning yet, but I will check. So the A300 is supposed to go back to Louisville at 9:16 tonight, and then there's no flights in the morning. But if I go back to this morning, Wednesday morning, so yeah, the plane goes back to Cincinnati at 22:28, and then okay, so. And then the plane comes in from Cincinnati about 6:30 a.m. The ATI, DHL, whatever, yeah, without winglets and DHL livery. And then it goes on to Austin at 7:30. So that's pretty dang cool. But Houston's flight was 7:37-900 today. How about that? But anyways, so we have the Fort Worth ATR 42 for FedEx. Then we have the A300 for FedEx going to Memphis. The A300 for UPS going to Louisville. 757-200 DHL going to Cincinnati for ATI, and then the ATR 72 going to Fort Worth later on. So definitely interesting but very cool sequence of events in my opinion. But anyway, so this will be filling in for the E300. Here we have a UPS 767-300. He's currently loading up passengers, loading up cargo rather, service to Louisville on the 9:30 departure, so whenever it was, 9:30 or 10ish. But anyways, he's currently loading up. Don't have any ground service over there, of course, but another new model's coming up. Unfortunately, the sun's already about done, but it was really hot today. We are here in the Midwest of America. We are having above average temperatures for this time of year. It got up to 91 degrees today, so that's insane for late September. The average temperature for today in my location is 76 degrees, so insane. But it's the first week of October. It's supposed to plummet down to around 70 degrees, so. But yeah, it probably feels really good out there right now, but maybe not. Last night for sure did, but we're here to film right now, so. Sorry about that very long interruption, guys, unfortunately. Siblings are dumb to say the least. But anyways, so here's this awesome NG model. It's FedEx Boeing 757-200 freighter. He's currently taxiing over. He's going to cross back over to go over to the FedEx side to unload. He just is arriving in from, sorry about the dogs barking, of course, what's new. He just arrived from Memphis. I know that's kind of unrealistic, but I really like the plane, and plus flies to a lot of the other airports, so they don't have like an A300 out or something, or I'll definitely buy that. But that's definitely something. Well, definitely I'm glad to expand my cargo some. So anyways, he just arrived in from Memphis. Down the line we have a Delta Airlines Bombardier CRJ-700. He's currently taxiing in from Minneapolis, St. Paul. This actually has been a CRJ-700 2 times a day, so pretty unfortunate that they're already gone from the Embraer 175 on that route, but that's just how it is in the seasonal stuff. So anyways, Delta Airlines CRJ-700 just arrived in from Minneapolis, St. Paul. Now we'll get the other Deltas, or yeah, we'll just get this plane real quick. So anyways, here's the another brand new model. It's the beautiful American Airlines Airbus A321neo. He's currently taxiing in. He's just here for, I guess you could say a tour, but not really. That's kind of unrealistic. I don't think a 321neo showed up to Tulsa, but there's even rumors that next summer, if the MAX gets ungrounded, jeez, what's the problem down there? If the MAX gets ungrounded, that he will be, if the MAX gets ungrounded, they will start flying here next summer, which is very cool to hear that they're going to be in Dallas too. So very excited about that, but nothing in regards to the A321neo. Maybe we'll get it from Charlotte or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, he's just in the airport to display some new models, so pretty awesome. And guess what, guys? Another new model. So loading up at A4, we have the Delta Airlines McDonnell Douglas MD-88. Yes, the MD-88's finally here. I know I've said that I might get it, and I did. I'm pretty happy with it. The color's pretty good. It was in the massive unboxing, which is doing very well, so if you guys haven't seen that, I would highly recommend you go see that. It's a very good video. Anyways, he's currently loading up, or was, and will be now loading up with service out to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International Airport. So it's a lot more realistic than the Indy 90. I know it was in here for months, but Delta Airlines McDonnell Douglas MD-88 loading up with service out to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International Airport. At A6, we have the Delta Airlines Embraer 170, but theoretically needs to be an Embraer 175. He's currently loading up passengers with service out to Salt Lake City, which is still the, I think it's still even 2 daily Embraer 175s, which is very cool. It may just be one, but through the winter season, it's supposed to be the Embraer 175 from Salt Lake City the whole time, so that's awesome. Very exciting news there for Delta. Over there, we have taxiing in the American Airlines Embraer 175. He's coming in from Chicago here. This wasn't supposed to be in this setting that I made over here at the north of Terminal A section, so Yeah, but he definitely comes later on, and I think he did that night into A5 because that was the only open gate, so it only makes sense. But American Eagle number 175, he is taxiing in from Chicago O'Hare. And then next up, we are on to the setting, or after these couple. So currently loading up is another new model. The just to display how awesome this is. Here we have a American Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Chrome Heritage Retro paint scheme. He's currently trying to load up with service out to Charlotte, North Carolina. This was in the massive unboxing too. A lot of people got it broke, and including myself, so pretty dang cool that it came broken. I saw some guys with the both wings off. I even think I saw a couple tail fins. The horizontal stabilizers broke off too. So anyways, I'm working on getting super glue for that, but this American Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Chrome Heritage Retro paint scheme, loading up with service out to Charlotte, North Carolina. And then we'll get to our setting after this plane. So here we have a beautiful American Airlines McDonnell MD-80. They're all going to Dallas in this update. Or I guess you could say one of these came in from Chicago O'Hare, since they did fly to Chicago back in 2000. Can't remember the last revenue flight on MD-80 to Chicago O'Hare, probably in 2017 at some point, but definitely something that I miss very much. But American Airlines McDonnell MD-83 came in from Dallas-Fort Worth and heading back to Dallas-Fort Worth, I suppose. They would always park here at A10 at the hard stand gate. So I do have a picture of the situation in the morning. It was really cool, and I also saw it even during the day. They sometimes park here, so that's very cool. And I will get this from the other side. It's going to be a little zoomed in more than I would like, but hopefully it's not that bad. So here, we can actually go over to this side, and there'll be a little better view of the whole deal. So if you guys did not watch the final American Airlines revenue MD-80 flight into Tulsa, AA267, my last ever MD-80 flight and the last revenue MD-80 flight in Tulsa, this is the situation we presented with. So American Airlines A321 was substituted in on the 7:30 arrival from Dallas-Fort Worth, so it did park at A9, so we arrived into A7. So anyways, I was in 26A on the left side of the aircraft, and pulling into the gate, the A321 was sitting exactly where it is right now. So American Airlines Airbus A321, he's currently loading up passengers. He'll be heading back to Dallas-Fort Worth in the morning. Now, this is a very special moment. On September 3rd, 2019 is when I arrived back into Tulsa after my flight on the last revenue American Airlines McDonnell's MD-80 flight into Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was American Airlines flight 267 from Dallas-Fort Worth to Tulsa International Airport. It left Dallas-Fort Worth at around 10:35ish and got to Tulsa about 11:15 p.m. Central. This will always be my favorite flight ever and a very memorable moment. It was truly special. The trip report was very good, so please go watch it if you haven't. I would very much appreciate it. But here's the American Airlines McDonnell MD-83. He's currently deplaning. I was one of the final passengers off. I was not the final, but I was one of the very last passengers off from Dallas-Fort Worth in the final American Airlines McDonnell MD-80 to have a revenue flight in Tulsa. Later on, at some point, either that night or in the morning, it was towed over to the hangar, and then it got a water cannon salute. The video is on the Instagram and Facebook of Tulsa National Airport, as it got a water cannon salute on its way to Roswell, New Mexico. I believe it was the second to last MD-80 to arrive in Roswell, the retirement flights, and then the final flight, American Airlines. It was American Airlines Flight 80 that went from Dallas to Chicago, of course, and it went on to Roswell. And it was the final arrival around 3:30 Central, I believe, which I really do want to go to Roswell and see all these birds. Definitely not in their best place, but I do want to see them again. But there is one chance that I will get to see MD-80s again, and we'll go explain that very shortly. But let me get this MD-80 real quick. American Airlines McDonnell's MD-83 heading out to Dallas-Fort Worth, of course. Absolutely lovely. But you're probably wondering why there's two MD-80s over here? Well, I'm gonna explain. So, on the Thursday of the day after the retirement, American Airlines had a big ceremony at Tulsa, celebration. I forgot exactly what it was called, but anyways, there was a big event where MD-80s or these two MD-80s were at to celebrate. Pretty much, there was a lot of people there. They had a big table set up and everything. I think they're even selling items from MD-80s. I don't know if those all sold yet, but they were beyond expensive. I think seats from an MD-80 were around $6,000, so that's pretty crazy. But anyways, so pretty much November 9621 Alpha and November 501 Alpha, the last ever American Airlines McDonnell MD-82, to fly for American Airlines, came to Tulsa for the event and are still at Tulsa. Now, my plan is whenever these are scheduled to leave, as far as I'm aware, they are scheduled to, or the plan is to send them to aviation museums. Now, it's pretty crazy that American still has them here after we're already pushing a month of the MD-80 being retired. It was 2 weeks ago today. Sure, it was 3 weeks ago today. Never mind, because 2 weeks ago was my birthday. So 3 weeks ago today, when I'm recording this, it would be 23 days after. These came up to Tulsa in the morning and I've been sitting since. My plan is when these are scheduled to leave, I will get out of school or whatever it takes to go see these two depart, or if it goes by itself or whatever, but I will plan to go see both these leave Tulsa to go to their final resting homes at wherever the museums are or wherever they're going. But it's definitely going to be special. I really hope that everything works out. I really want to see these two again. I did get for 501 Alpha at Dallas-Fort Worth on September 3rd, 2019, the final night of Dallas MD-80s, and it was at Terminal B. It came in from Detroit on its final revenue flight, and then it came to Tulsa in the morning. But it was either going to be 501 or 984 to fly the final flight to Chicago here, and they picked 984, which is not a bad choice in my opinion. I think it's I think it was probably the right choice. 501 is definitely special, being the last legacy American Airlines McDonnell MD-80, but the last ever made MD-80. I think it's right. So anyways, we have November 961 Alpha on the left, which is ironically the Gemini Jets model, which is pretty crazy. So that's pretty realistic. And then that's N442 Alpha, which is representing 501 today. And those two are pretty much just waiting for their flights off to the museums, which I'm hoping you'll be able to go see. So that is the update, the final American Airlines McDonnell MD-80s in Tulsa. It's pretty crazy that it's already over, but it just happened so fast. But I'm definitely glad that I got to be a part of it, and it got to be my favorite childhood memory ever, as now I'm 16, not necessarily an adult, but definitely pretty sad that it's already gone. But I definitely enjoyed it, and all I have to say is I'm very glad that I got to be a part of it, and I elaborate more on it in the MD-80 trip report and the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport update, the Super 80 send-off. So if you'd like to watch those, I would really appreciate it. But if you watched this point, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And you can go follow me on Instagram at Red River Aviation, see my photography and YouTube updates on YouTube on the Instagram stories. I try to post the updates as much as I can, but I'm definitely not great with it since the schedule's busy and everything. The Reno update came out on Monday, so you can go watch that if you haven't already. And then I don't know when this is getting uploaded. Probably not Thursday, so it could be Saturday. I have no clue. But on Friday, September 27th will be because today is the 25th. Oh, yes. So on September 27th will be the third to last ever MD-80 flight for me, and the second to last ever trip report on MD-80 on my channel. November 971 Tango Whiskey from Tulsa International Airport to Dallas-Fort Worth. It's a very good trip port. There's a lot of awesome footage for it. I'm in the process of editing that right now. I think I'm going to go work on it once I'm done here. But yeah, to say the least, there's a lot to it, and it's a really good trip port. So I really appreciate if you guys would be there for that. But not much more to go over besides thank you guys so much for watching. But yeah, guys, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's a lot coming, and I promise once the busy part of the year gets over, I'm gonna really put a lot more time and dedication into this. I know I've been slacking recently, and I really apologize for that, but I'm gonna do my best to get everything out for you guys. Really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and like I said, trip port next Monday will be the Pensacola update, most likely, and then I got to work into October's schedule, so trying to make sure there's nothing more I want to elaborate on. I'm really excited to hopefully go see those MD-80s, and I'm honestly can't believe it's over. Going to the airport's not going to be the same. The whole world's not the same without these beautiful MD-80s. It's going to be really sad to go to Dallas next time. November 9677 Whiskey did stay in Dallas for de-ice training, I believe, or some sort of training, which is awesome that it's still doing its thing. But I'm speechless. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next video. Until next time, Red River Aviation signing off.